What up? What up, peoples? Oh man, I got a headache. Oh man, I got a headache. I got a headache this big. Who remember them commercials? I got a headache this big. Shit, my head is this big. God damn it. I got a headache this big. But I took some Excedrin and it's still here. Oh man. What's good? What's up, everybody? Who's all in here? I know somebody's here. I see I already got some likes, so I appreciate that. Appreciate everybody who came through already and came in here and had likes. Alina, what's up? Jags in the building. Britt, what's up? Yeah, 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 man. What's up, Alina? I gotta put my whole geez, man. This these glasses are horrible. I look like one of them characters from the old lady from the Bugs Life. These are not my glasses. Like, where the hell did I find these? I think somebody left them in my car. They look like some old 1950s uh, glasses. Who is Preve Revu? I don't know. I don't know. Are these moms? I don't know. Hey, look, these things. I was able to see into the future. I saw the robots taking over in the future with them glasses. Man, it's the worst time to go live. We got game 4 of the NBA Finals 2026. It's looking like it's going to be the Spurs. The Spurs is just, oh man, the Spurs is kicking ass. But I'm not even really paying attention. Let's say, Britt, you say we were going deep on some important topics. Oh yeah, glad you're able to catch up. That's Jag over there on the X Spaces. I think there needs to be a lot more over there with the spaces. Spaces, yeah. Jag needs to be over there a lot more, I think, because I'm just starting to realize, like, well, let me say it like this, because honestly, Twitter or X, no bueno. It's a whole lot of racism over there. It's a lot of people over there that will want it. They're trying to agitate you. They try to rage bait you on some race ish. That's what's going on Twitter. And I don't believe anything that I see on Twitter now. Even though I saw what I saw today on Twitter, and I'm going to bring that up, but I don't believe. And I had to research when I saw it. I said, no, "Is this real?" But anyway, yeah, there's a certain platforms. They're not really good for information. I think the Spaces is good though for Jag, because there are a lot of people who are not aware of her YouTube channel, and I think getting over there to the YouTube is cool. Jag has the Kick too, so I think we're gonna start doing the stuff over there on Kick, because it's a lot more freedom over there. But I'm like the Rumble situation. Rumble is hella MAGA, but we're on Rumble too. There's nothing wrong with being across many platforms. You know what I'm saying, in regards to where we're at in the social media space. But I'm gonna predict something. I think this whole social media stuff is just pretty much done. I think we're done. I think a lot of people are done pretty much with social media. Like, for the most part, I think after about 2024, 2025, or 2024, 2025, something like that, there's been a lot of just uh, bots, nothing but bots online, not real people. And even the content creators who you're watching, for the most part, they're not real. I mean, I'm not even talking about just like the AI. I'm talking about these are not real people. They don't have real opinions. And the people that you do, who you're watching, be mindful because 'tis the season. A lot of money's being taken away from advertisements. Advertisers, companies are not really breaking bread like that. So a lot of these people are going to try to push a political agenda on you. You know what I'm saying? And I'll talk more about what I'm talking about with this whole situation with Rick Ross too. They said, so YouTube and TikTok, etc., won't have to pay him. Yeah, they look. Well, Kick, it's a new platform, I guess. So they're doing like the old payout platform that YouTube did back day, which they did 95-5 split. So they're going to try to attract more people over there. I know Byron Allen just purchased BuzzFeed, and I think he is trying to get in that this whole game with YouTube, which I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. I think if Byron Allen did just say, hey, he's going to do a platform similar to YouTube. I mean, people are used to YouTube though, but if there's an alternative, you have a lot more people over there with whatever Byron Allen decides to do. But anyway, a lot of these companies, a lot of these organizations are not breaking bread no more. A lot of these companies are really paying like they were once were. So you have a lot of money in politics. So you'll have a lot more people. Just start watching. You're gonna have a lot more people low key pushing political agendas. You know what I'm saying? That's what's about to happen. Um, we just had the primaries, right? Or what just happened? I know we got this whole situation in LA where there's a whole bunch of people running for governor, a whole bunch of people running for LA mayor. Um, so you're going to see a lot more of that. I think you're going to see a lot more people pushing a political agenda and not necessarily entertainment. You know why? Because the money is really, really low and people's ribs is touching. The hunger is going to show, right? And that's what's going on right now. Yeah, exactly. General election is November. So the primaries have been going on for the past few weeks all throughout the country. So from here up until the general election, you're going to have you're going to see a lot more political. And don't take them serious. They're not real. They're not real. That's why I said the social media stuff is pretty much done. The social media experiment is done. Trust me, there's not a lot of people that are really, really that are real. I'll just say it like that. And then they're gonna try to get the real ones out the way because you gotta have a talking head, you gotta have someone who's gonna push an agenda. You know what I mean? So anyway, look, um, I'll get right to it. Let me get right to it. Did you hear about this? I didn't know if it was real or not. I didn't know if this was real. You can't even see. That's the sad thing. You can't. I can't even. I gotta. Hold on one second. I gotta crop it to where you could really see it. This is a shame. Hold on one second. Even here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, have you ever been
That's a whole lot of
at
ass.
a? Who are you talking about?
Whoever that is over there in the gray, the shirt rolling up on the back.
I don't see nobody with gray. Who you talking about?
Ain't that
You talking
gray
about
with
that
the
big?
stripe down the sleeve?
Oh, yeah, that is gray. I guess that's dark gray. Yeah, that's supposed to be rose. He's
I
supposed to just
see.
be sitting reg. He's supposed to just be sitting regular in a. in the airport, like sitting there just with the regular people in Group
Yeah,
F.
yeah.
See, the money isn't that good, y'all, in entertainment no more. This should be the telltale sign
What
for
happened
anybody
to
that's
his
really
private plane?
look. He do got a private. Hold on, do I got a picture of that? He got a private plane though. He do
Did
that. He
he?
do. Well, allegedly, I don't have it here. I do have it. I'll send it. He does have a private plane. He has a private plane, but he's not on it. Why do you think he's not on it?
Probably because the real owner is using it.
Wait, yeah, he no, he does have a private plane. No, God, how come I man? Every time I'm trying to look for something and I don't. Hold on one second. I got it here. Yeah, he got a private plane. And look, the price of fuel. That's the issue. That's the issue. So he supposedly has Maybach, the Maybach Air,
Maybach, yeah.
Maybach. May that's supposedly what he has. Maybach Air. Hold on, let me
Mm.
send this. Yeah, he supposedly has this, and do that real quick. Yeah, let me pull this up real quick. For whatever reason, I'm not
I
getting
don't
it.
know what's more telling. I don't know what's worse, this or the Jigga Man's discounted tickets over at that SoFi.
Oh yeah, no, we'll get into that too. We'll get into that. We're gonna get into that. Yeah, Rose supposedly has his own airline, right?
Can we be clear? That looks photoshopped as him.
Let me see. Let me look. I mean, yeah. Well, this Maybach Air supposedly is really his, though. I mean,
It looked like
this
Soul
is this
Plane.
is. So this dropped in 2024. They were saying G550 G550. Um, and it has 19 seats. It's not a big plane, 19 seats, and it goes up to 610 miles an hour, almost at Mach 1. So this is his customized jet with the black paintwork and luxury interior features. Says the
Hmm.
private jet isn't just luxury for Ross; it's a strategic business move for productivity. Rapper and entrepreneur Rick Ross has recently made news in aviation by acquiring a private jet, a Gulfstream 550 dubbed Maybach Air. Yeah, yeah, it's a 2012. It's a 2012.
Oh, it's
So
huge.
you think it's Photoshop? Oh yeah, of course, of course.
Mm.
I mean, shoot, I'm not mad. If I had my own plane, yeah, I would be. Yeah, we can get over to London and all that or whatever. And I guess he was talking about pushing all that them D rugs.
If you had
I
your
guess
number
this
one, he never sold anything. He was a cop.
I I know he's the biggest cop that we've seen thus far. But to go from this and to be downgraded to this, oh man,
I don't know.
that's a
I
shame.
mean,
Somebody said it's Epstein. So, we can't say that name no more. Tom Space. I'm not saying that name no more. We'll call him epidural or ep-
wait a minute. It's
epilepsy.
back to that now. You're not allowed to say the name anymore.
YouTube is tripping. Not that you can't say it, but YouTube is just tripping on everybody saying. maybe say JE, not Jagged Edge, right? So yeah, YouTube is YouTube be on one. But yeah, that could be one of the E planes. Let's just call it that, an E plane, right? So he went from a G550, a luxurious 550, and this thing looks good. I'm looking at the seats. It's like you can say it seats 19 people. It looks good. It looks good. Um, how much did it cost? Someone said it cost $5 billion. Stop it. It costs no dang on $5 billion. The jet is probably 15 million or 20 million. That's what they're saying. But Rick Ross
We're
got a
supposed to
he got
be,
to fly a commercial.
we're supposed to believe he got that kind of money. I don't believe he ever made that kind of money. I don't believe he got that kind of money. I don't. From what?
Nah,
From
I
what?
mean
From
it
what did he
surely ain't
make
from
that?
record sales.
Come on now, please. Oh, I think we just need to start being real.
They're saying his net worth is 150 million, which is bull ish.
Oh,
That's what they're saying.
yeah, they say a lot of things.
They propped this clown up so tough. Let me just keep it a buck. They propped him up so tough. Think about it. Remember when Diddy was licking his lips and was calling for this good dude? Like, oh my God, you seen this guy? He reminds me of Biggie. Diddler was licking his lips, lusting after this guy.
Yeah, they
And
was
then right
kissing
when he got,
on. They was kissing on the mouth.
oh damn, they were. I ain't see that.
Yeah, there's a whole picture of them sucking each other's face. Yeah.
Wow, that's a shame. But no, him being an artist. Let's just talk about his career, the whole Maybach music situation, right? I think I think he was trying to get Nip. I think he was trying to get Nip on Maybach music. I don't think that was gonna work. You get what I'm saying? But I know him and Nip did some songs together. He's on Nip's album Crenshaw or the mixtape.
Yeah.
Um, the Weather, that one song, The Weather, it's pretty dope. That song is pretty dope. I like The Weather, and I think yeah, he got him on. He got him on the joint after that too. Mailbox Money, 100 a show. Yeah, that was a joint. Like, look, I'm not gonna front. Rick Rose can rap. He can spit. He got like he know how to pick beats. He know how to make some good music. I'll say it like that. Like he can spit, but he's not 150 million dollars. Um, I don't think he commands 150 million straight up. So back to the whole situation though with his music ventures, because making 150 mil. He got in the game 2010, 29, I forget, 2009, 2010, something like that, or maybe it was before that.
A little
But
earlier than that.
well, I remember him being in them tight ass. He had some biker shorts on, and he had a tight fitted Laker jersey on, and it was he was on in the Trina video with Bad Boys. Was that Bad Boys 2? I mean, he was looking dicked out. That's all I gotta say. That was the first time I saw him. And his name was Rick Ross. I'm like, who is this Rick Ross? And then next thing you know, you see him. Um, I got a fresh lineup, fresh outfit, about to have a parking lot on blast. Yeah, that was like 2010, 29, 2010. So from that, he emerged and made $150 million. He
Yeah.
he had Wale. He had Wale. Wale didn't do nothing. He had Gunplay. I even heard a story where Gunplay was, the artist from Miami or whatever, and he basically flopped. He was expecting to kind of like, pick up off the success of Rick Ross with all of the, the Miami, Port of Miami, all that. Ross had a run. Ross had a nice run in the early 2010s, right? And
Mhm.
Gunplay came through, and he was expecting to kind of pick it up, kind of like how 50, 50 did 50, and then you got Tony Yayo. No comparison, but Tony Yayo is not a 50 Cent, just like a Gunplay is not a Rick Ross, right? So I think he ended up owing money. He was in the hole. Gunplay was in the hole, I think.
Hmm.
So the whole situation where you get a person like a Rick Ross who's supposed to be this boss, this platinum selling artist, and then they put other artists underneath him to prop him up like he's worth this or he's going to be able to do X, Y, and Z, and they all don't perform. And Rick Ross really hasn't had a hit since I don't know when. How can we justify
He's even less relevant than Fat Joe, in my opinion. And Fat Joe is a mess.
less relevant than Fat Joe? I give you that. He's not better than Fat Joe's better. No, he's better than Fat Joe with his with songs and all that. But you're right, he is less relevant. Very like Rick Ross couldn't drop a podcast and people would want to go listen unless he doing some drama.
Listen to me. Fat Joe was at least responsible for introducing some dope ass talent that he attached himself to and gave his name to. Terror Squad
You
is
right.
Fat
You
Joe's
right.
relevance.
Oh no, no, no. You
That's
right.
it.
You you,
Nothing more,
you
nothing less. If it wasn't for Big Pun, he wouldn't even be memorable. The only song that anybody can ever remember that Fat Joe
just
did
lean back.
was Lean Back. That's it. And that was done in the early 2000s and it was produced by Scott Storch.
And he was trying to do what 50 did for In the Club. Like that song In the Club blew up.
I
And
know.
Fat Joe
Trust me,
Fat
I
Joe was
know.
like, I
I
need a
remember when Scott made the track. I was there. My point is, Rick Ross isn't really relevant. He was attached to a lot of people. That was it. And he was his celebrity ties to Diddy and Jay-Z. Like that's it. Really. Some whole ass stuff. He really didn't even do a lot for Miami music, if you ask me. Trick Daddy
no,
did more than
no,
he did.
yeah,
Shit, Trina
no
did
Trick
more
did.
than he did. And
Yeah,
this is my thing. You have this picture up here. He's supposed to have a plane. Floyd Mayweather is now being just bombarded with reality. He had to pawn all his watches and all his girlfriend's Birkin bags.
damn.
Floyd.
That tells you he's not cash rich like that. Now, yeah,
But he took all of those pictures with all of that money. See what I'm saying? Like, Floyd Mayweather is definitely, should definitely be worth more money than Rick Ross. So if
yeah,
he's on the
definitely.
bricks, if he's on the bricks, what are we really believing?
Well,
What's real? For real. Like,
like no, listen to what I'm saying. My eyes have seen the light. My eyes have seen the truth. I know what really goes on with entertainers. Like I always was wondering when it came to just entertainers in general. Like like working as a kid, young. I'm talking about like 18 in the music industry, or just no, I'm using entertainment industry. I was in a mailroom at at a big company,
mm,
and seeing like producers, the producers get this type of check, the actors get this type of check. I also always know like yeah, I'd rather be a producer or EP or something like that, not trying to be talent because talent don't really get broke off like that. when you're dealing with
Talent is
rappers,
slavery.
yeah, the talent you're not really getting. I mean, you get paid for the show. Um, who's that one? Do you know who that? You heard of that one kid from the UK named Central C? I like him. He's a rapper, like white boy. So, like call my friends up. They rap like that. Call my friends up. Something. I got a stick and I and I popped in a top. Your man's not hot.
Stop, man.
They rap. They rap like that, right? But
Mm-hmm.
no, but dude, Central C is pretty nice. Now he did a song with Little Baby. He did a remix, and Little Baby said, "Yeah, give me 400K." And Central C gave the dude 400K. I said, okay, okay, that's about like I mean that's a little overcharged, but okay. And then I think it went the other way around where Little Baby wanted to get Dude on a song, and Dude was like, yeah, give me I need 400K, and Little Baby didn't respond. They stopped talking, and Little Baby said, I guess he felt disrespected because he asked for that amount and he's not worth it. I said, but you hit him for one of his songs like for 400K. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So entertainers be getting over on each other, and
Mm-hmm.
when I talk about when I talk about the acting side of it, these actors they don't get well, at least for the most part. Like I think let me go to Regina King. I think they said something about her when it came to like if Bill Street. You ever see that If Bill Street movie?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, she got 1 million for that, and then she ended up getting like 2 million for another film maybe that came before that. So, but in retrospect, 1 million or 2 million women, that's nothing to sneeze at. But in retrospect, it's not like and that's not every actor. Every actor's not getting that amount. I think you were talking about Taraji complaining about her budget, remember? Or not her budget, but how much she gets and then how much she has to give out. And then she's
We all
probably,
got to give out.
yeah, and then she's probably in debt. So yeah,
None of
so
this stuff is real, and none of this stuff is what people actually. It's not. It's all bullshit. Look at the stuff going
yeah.
on with Cardi B and Stefan Diggs. They sitting there putting on this fake relationship. She went and had a baby by this weirdo, and now it's looking like I don't know because he's at trial with that dude, that stylist dude. And the
Oh,
judge
oh, is
is
that
now and the judge is now saying that he thinks they're both lying about the details of their relationship, and somebody better start telling the truth because it's sounding more like a lover's quarrel than what they're saying it
wow,
is.
wow. Wait, so that's why he was posing yesterday with that pink
I
purse?
don't know if that's why he was posing because it looks like he got caught out and somebody took that picture of him. I don't think he was supposed to be taking that picture. What I do find interesting though is that Cardi B was sitting on social media posting his stats and talking about what a great football player he is and how any team would be lucky to have them, and they just got another endorsement together that they're supposed to be promoting and work. Like all of this shit is fake.
Yeah, they're hustling. They're hustlers. And in fact, she was in a movie called Hustlers, so it makes sense. They're taking cue from Sierra and Russell Wilson, right? Is that what they're supposed to be
Will
doing?
Smith and Jada Smith, Beyonce and Jay
Hmm.
Z, they're taking cue. This is what the industry is all about.
Right, right. Yeah, like you say, all fake. Speaking of,
Meanwhile, he was just sitting there accusing 50 Cent of living in a two-bedroom apartment.
Oh yeah, he did. Oh yeah, this gonna bite him on it. This gonna bite him on that. Ooh yeah, 50 gonna have a field day with this. So this picture allegedly is Rick Ross, and he's just like in a regular line trying to hide. Where's the other picture? Well, the other picture I have, you couldn't even really see him, but he's somebody who's working in the airport. Snapped this picture, and they were like, you know, this is Rick Ross, and he obviously was trying to conceal his identity. Not trying to. He could have put a mask on. He's better off putting. He could have shaved his beard. Like I don't know, or he could have put a face mask. I don't know. Like he could have did a way better job. So yeah. So he was in a regular airport terminal getting on a plane. Like how you figure nobody's going to see you? Jag, you've been through the airport, and we try to slide in and out, and man, I don't care. I'm like, man. I mean, I guess that's what they expect. They expect to see. And I guess it just depends on which airport, you know what I mean. But they expect to see celebrities, you know what I'm saying. But
Bruh,
you're going to get spotted.
you're definitely gonna get spotted. Unfortunately, the thing about hiding in plain sight is 9 times out of 10, the story is gonna be that was a lookalike. It was his doppelganger. There's no way it was him. He's Rose. He has his own plane, and it'll probably take a picture by the plane. You want to know what's funny? Bow Wow did the exact same thing. Took a picture by the plane, had a picture with a bunch of money, and then people found out it was all Photoshop later.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that about but Bow Wow, they never made Bow Wow out to be like this mogul. Um, you get what I'm saying? Like as far as a plane, a type of plane that that shows
They never called him
opulence.
a mogul, but he was pump faking and pretending like he had a plane.
Right, right.
So, I mean, let's just be real. None of this stuff is real. All of these people are living borrowed lifestyles, even down at their houses. I just if Floyd if Floyd Mayweather is going broke with all the money we've watched him make off of fights, there's no
Yeah.
way in the world you can tell me that any of these other people that what they say they got is real. I mean, for crying out loud, Rihanna, Fenty was supposed to have
Oh,
been it was supposed to have been valued at 2.8 billion, and now it's only valued at 1.1 billion. And by the way, all of that valuation is based off of projections. And
right.
then now you got the Jigga Man's company, his investment company, the Marcy Group or whatever. Supposedly they're going to buy the shares from LVMH. And that's interesting because they're saying that they're the front one runner, but who else is actually trying to buy it? Like it's a clever way to say front runner when you're probably the only runner. And 9 times out of 10,
Yeah.
they probably don't want anybody else from outside of their little network of, strange bedfellows coming in, being able to look at the financials for the company. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't see it any other way. They are laundering. They have laundromats. These companies are laundromats.
Yeah. No. 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 You did a video not too long ago, last month, in fact, and it got a lot of numbers, and yeah, breaking down the economics when it came to what was really going on with the whole Fenty, the LVMH. We did that, and yeah, yeah. I mean, it was enlightening information.
Which is wild. There were people that popping up in the comments talking about, oh my God, she's making stuff up. Rihanna, she has $1 billion face and she's making her friends billions of dollars and she's trusted and nobody trusts you, Jaguar. You're this, you're that, and you're making this stuff up. And I'm like, this is a public econ valuation of the company.
Right.
What am I making up?
No, we were
I'm
just
not
going off of
Forbes. I'm not
we were
Forbes.
just going off of like what was straight up the data that was
Information
there.
available to the public,
Right.
which is
But
wild.
people have their you know they have their ears, they have their heads in the sand, you know what I'm saying?
We
And
are
yeah, they're
not
gonna just believe what
Forbes.
they want to believe.
We are not Forbes. We don't make up shit. And oh, speaking of making up things on Forbes, did you see that Cheyenne Bryant posted her on the cover of Forbes?
No, that's
You want to know
funny.
what's really funny? It's a fake cover. She just so happened to get mentioned because they were talking about a bunch of rich black men and their mindsets and what's wrong with them in their personal lives. So she got a little bit of a mention, and so she decided to create a fake cover
Wow.
to celebrate her being
Hey,
mentioned in a for the article wasn't about her. She wasn't being interviewed. Nothing. Yeah,
the cloud chase was real. The cloud chase is real. Wow. That's sad. But hey,
that's a grown ass woman playing make believe in front of millions of people, and it incenses me that she still says she has integrity and good character.
hmm. Well, the thing is this. This is why I was saying the problem with this internet and this social media, where it's all fake. Just like we're talking about these people's budgets and these people's lifestyles, it's all fake. Um, these entertainers, especially the black ones, are not getting it like how everyone perceives them to get it. They struggling. Especially now they're struggling with you know everything is going up. A lot of people are not, just like we were talking about the Jay-Z tickets. I
Mm-hmm.
sent you the thing. They said he has they say he straight up got a show that he's going to do in Paris and then he's going to do one in LA. He's trying to chase after Kanye. Kanye is able to go to Turkey and pack out, what was it, 117,000 people in one spot, and
118,000. I think it might
yeah,
have
the
been,
biggest.
I think the final total might have been 120, something like that. At
Yeah,
the end of the
I think it
day,
was more than that.
he did all of that. And in the midst of these discounted, and is he doing a show in Paris and at SoFi, or is the name of the show at SoFi called Paris in LA?
No, he's doing one in Paris.
Okay, all right. I'm
He's doing one
double
in
checking.
Paris as well. Yeah,
So, which makes sense because of LVMH, and 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to buy up most of the tickets for that as well to make it look like it was sold out, like they did last year with Beyonce's Cowboy Carter foolishness. Um,
right.
which is funny. That's probably why all of their brands are suffering because they invested so much money into propping up their concerts. But what's really interesting to me is the fact that, like, while this is happening and he's struggling and he's got discounted tickets, all of a sudden there's a lawsuit coming out about Kanye And this woman's coming forward from Video Girl from 16 years ago. And she's sitting with who I believe is that chick that we sat with from the BBC during the Diddy trial.
Mm.
Remember the one that we interviewed with when the guy came up to make that whole big scene and all of that craziness?
Yeah. Hmm. I
Her.
still got that footage. You know it. Yeah, I know you're talking about
Her.
the. She looked
And
Middle Eastern or something, or
I don't remember that interview ever. Did you remember seeing it anywhere?
nah. It never came out. We got it, but the
No,
I
but
don't
why
have the
not?
audio.
Why not? Why not? You want to know what I find funny? I think every ounce of media that was there out in front of that courthouse was bought and paid for.
Mm.
Because I find it funny that she pops up for this shit.
And she's the only one speaking to this alleged victim.
Yeah, it's the first interview that's popped up. And apparently, I think she wants to sue for the amount of money that he made at SoFi. Interesting.
That's suspicious as hell. Suspicious as hell. Suspicious
Meanwhile,
as hell.
now all of a sudden, Jay Z is coming in and out of his office every day, signing autographs, talking about his hair and how he's going to wear his hair for Yankee Stadium. Like this is pathetic.
Yeah, it's sad. Like he really got to get people that encroached in his bullshit. To yeah. Well, watch the show. You'll see how my hair is. And he come out with a Jerry curl. Um, yeah, it's sad when it's not about talent. Imagine if it's like, no, watch what I'm gonna spit. Watch, like dude don't work out. So it's like, is he getting his wind up? Because I mean, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Imagine if it was just about talent though. That would be crazy. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you right now, all of this stuff, everything that we see happening, it's all being orchestrated.
Yeah,
It's all being
yeah,
orchestrated. I don't care what nobody tries to say. It's all lies. It's all bullshit. And I just feel bad. I feel bad for um man, I feel bad for the future to a certain extent, but it could be a good thing. Like, because honestly, I think these younger generations, millennials, their heads are on backwards, but Gen Z, Gen A, I don't think they're going for it. I don't think they're going
hmm.
for it. They're having a much harder time selling it, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, especially since if you look at history, and a lot of these kids were not even born during 9/11, right? And
Yeah.
they could just look at history and say, "Oh, ain't this a blip? Hold on. Let me get back to this. I'm sitting over here, I'm doing the live, and I'm not trying to pay attention to the Spurs and the Knicks. 1 second left. This TV went black or whatever, and they just did a timeout, and the Knicks is one point ahead. Like they literally were just 1 point behind. Now the Knicks is 1 point ahead, and it's 1.2 seconds. You talk about something made up. This is something made up too. We got the finals. I don't think. Well, where we at with the y'all tell me. I know people have been looking. I mean, I'm sure y'all are paying attention to this game, this Knicks game, and what where are we at? I think the Spurs are is it 3-1 or something like that. So this is game four or something like that, right? So or 2-1. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, but it's all about money. Like they're not going to just let the Spurs come in and just sweep like that. That would just defeat the purpose of you know the tickets being sold and the merchandise being sold and all yeah. Anyway, it looks like the Knicks is going to win this one. Anyway, anyway, yeah, big time. Knicks was up two, but suddenly lost game three. Okay, so yeah, this is a setup. This is all so that at least he can go to game six, at least six. So yeah, I could expect them to win this. But Jag, back to what you were saying, the money, the money, right? The money,
That part.
the money. This guy cannot. He can't compete with real artistry. So he has to tell everyone, yeah, well, watch how I wear my hair. You know, watch how I'm gonna wear my hair. You know, like that's sad. That's sad. And then on top of that, what's going on is we all know this Busby case is buzzing, and Busby is doing what he's doing, and just shout out to him for just standing on business. And he, the same day that the Busby stuff come out, TMZ pushes, oh yeah, Jay-Z is outside answering fans, blah 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 blah. Yeah, their little media machine is working. It's working. It ain't working, but it's working. And back to what you were saying about these kids not really buying it. See, I was gonna say a lot of these kids were not born during 9/11. 9/11 just seemed crazy, but it was a full psychological play. I don't know what you want to say, false flat,
Why
whatever you
do we
want to
tend to
say.
forget? I was there. I was there. Huh.
No, I know you were there. What I'm saying though is a lot of these kids can look back at that time and look back at that footage and say, this don't even make no sense.
No, it doesn't
Because
make
I
any
saw
sense.
I was just gonna say I saw someone did like a computer animation, like an updated computer animation, because when you see the buildings fall and there's the smoke and all that, and then people pointed out years ago, oh yeah, you see these points where you look at this point in the video and there you see this puff of this plume of smoke, like boom boom boom, like it looked like like a controlled explosion. And someone did a computer animation and they did it without the smoke or whatever. You just see the building fall like that, and it looked impossible. It looked incredible. Incredible means not credible, y'all. And yeah, these kids are looking at stuff and they're like, yeah, even recent history, y'all been trying to just sell bullshit to us. So they don't go for it. They don't go for it, and I'm not mad at them.
Hey, you know, I'll never forget what that day was like when they successfully threw a net over the city. All comms went down. No one could leave. No one could talk. And you could see what was going on. I was on the 75th floor at my hotel watching. Even the amount of planes that disappeared, they lied about it. There were more planes. That news spread around New York, but everything was controlled there. The number that went out to the rest of the country.
Yeah. Well, that, like I said, that's part of the reason why these kids are just not going for it because it's like, come on, you can't pull one on them that easily. I'll just say it like that. You can't pull them on them that easily.
That's why they most definitely don't want us to the new generation because we'll be able to corroborate everything that they suspect. And some of
Hmm.
us, people like me, who were present some of these really incredible moments, will be able to fill in the holes and the gaps. That's what this is all about.
I think that's part of it, and they also are. I'm gonna tell you the like you say the is it really's. That's what I call them, right? They are afraid of just Americans. I'm not gonna get into the specific race, but I'll just say Americans in general, of just waking up and realizing what's really going on. So we just got to stay on that, and it's not about getting emotional. I thought about what was going on in 92 or 91. Let me just say 91, LA with Latasha Harlins is
Yeah.
strikingly similar to what happened with the Cyrus kid who ended up getting unalived by the Rick bastard, right? Um, and then we have a like right in that same week we have another injustice with the situation with Carmelo Anthony. Um, I'll say it like this. I don't care what anybody say. That boy, yeah, he should go to jail, but maybe for I don't know 2 years. You know, they tried to paint him as a thug and this and that. When the Metcalf clowns were thugs, the real thugs. They were running around posing with with pow pows and all that or whatever. But anyway, they're trying to push that whole race thing and Black America get mad, get upset. Like they're really trying to push us to be out here physically burning up stuff and doing this and it ain't working.
From what I
It
heard,
ain't
they
working.
arrested that guy that was out there creating all of that. He's in jail now with $1 million bond.
Okay, so there was a content, yeah, I heard there was a content creator out there trying to do something similar as far as egg people on or
Yeah,
what do they
race
call
baiting.
it? What's the
Yeah.
race bait? Right, 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 right. So they're trying their best to get us riled up because there's a whole lot going on. We got a planetary conjunction, we got retrograde coming at the end of the month. I think a lot of us are more peeping what's really going on the cosmology side of the game, the astrological side of the game, and the spiritual side of the game. When a lot of us are more in line with that, we ain't got to fight physical battles. We go into the spirit realm and fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what they don't want. They really don't want like the kids need to be aware, and they don't need to get pushed into no bull. But they really don't want us all on that same side of the game on the spirit side, really getting this thing popping. I'm talking about everybody. It ain't got to just be black folks. Everybody, like whatever it is that you could do every day to enhance yourself spiritually, do it. And
That's why they're
it ain't, it
destroying
ain't
families. That's why they're destroying the family structure, because they don't want people to crave that kind of togetherness. They don't want people to crave or to even be used to that kind of assembling. It just, it's not happening.
Well, that's part of the reason why they are doing that. And plus, economically, think about it. If you got everybody spread out, and of course, everybody should have their own or whatever. But families are used to, like every Sunday, most families would get together. They're like slowly but surely just breaking family tradition as a thing in America, where it's just like, if you're by yourself, the individual, the single mom and her kid, and like they're not. It's not like you said. It's not about a together thing. It's about, you know, like my family. We get together and you know got uncle over here. Maybe say some crazy stuff, but give you some real good game. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it's about. Everyone, each one teach one. Real family, each one teach one. Um, but nowadays, it's yeah, like you say, it's that's what they're pushing. It's a little bit different, and that's what they want. They don't want cohesiveness. They don't want cooperation. But yeah, no, we definitely got to get to some real actionable stuff that we can do to stop a lot of this crap as far as what's going on in America, especially what's going on to the melanated, to the poor people, to the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot that we could be doing, and that's what they don't want. They don't want actionable, real. Like, hey, don't this make sense? Why don't we do this? Boom. Just like how you said, you mentioned before. You said you ain't got to worry about boycotting the music or boycotting a certain part. Like whoever is promoting this or whatever, talking about that, then see who's advertising with them. Okay, this show comes on. Okay, everybody watch the show. Let's watch the show. The first episode, we write down who all the sponsors are and who advertise, and we boycott the hell out of them. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff that we could just be saying that's gonna make sense, and
Really all about that
that's
money.
all it. That's what they care about, money. Exactly.
It's really all about that money.
Yep. Yep. Once we start organizing that, but that's also see. I'm gonna let y'all know something. That's part of the reason. See, they don't want someone enthusiastic or like they don't want anybody who has charisma to really get out here and really start like telling the real, because then they'll do you like how they did Young Pharaoh, how they did, just like pay attention to, I'm just talking about, black men, but it goes both ways for women as well. Anybody that's really out here that could really talk to the disenfranchised, let's just say it like that. They really don't want those people platformed at all, because that's a problem. If I could really get out here and like Pac, oh, you Jag. Speaking of Pac, you didn't see what happened with this thing with Snoop and his whole thing when he um he the whole thing. Let me see if I could pull it up. Snoop and the Long Beach arena, right? I think it was was it a Long Beach amphitheater? Is that what it is? Yeah, I think okay. Yeah, the Long Beach amphitheater. It's called the F&M Bank Amphitheater. So I think he just opened it, and let me see if I could pull up this little thing that he had with 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 Pac. This gonna piss you off. It's gonna piss you off. I'm gonna pull this up. Let me see. Snoop Amp, Amphitheater. Where is it at? Long Beach Amphitheater. There it is right there. And Tupac. So he has a whole Tupac fake conversation that they had that they were having. It's called Snoop Dogg and Friends, right? He has this whole fake conversation. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. This whole fake Tupac conversation that he and Tupac were supposed to be having like 30 years later. And he's like, yeah, yeah, you did all that stuff you said you was gonna do 30 years ago. This is Tupac AI. Hold on, listen. Show, show. Man, it's good to see. Good to be seen. Man, proud of you, dog. You doing everything we talked about 30 years ago. You helping out the community. You doing things with your family. You done became a grandfather. And you keeping it gangster. I love that. I respect that. Appreciate that. But dog, remember what you said 30 years ago when I asked you about politics? Yeah, I remember what I said. Do you remember? Yeah, nigga, I remember clear as day. You told me I ain't with the Republican Party and I ain't with the Democratic Party. I represent the motherfucking gangster party. Oh my God. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Now, Snoop Dogg just performed for Donald Trump. Do you remember this? He
Yep.
DJ'd for Donald Trump.
He did the crypto ball.
Yeah. And then number two, this is corny as all shit because you and Pac were not even cool, but you want to use him and his legacy to do this. Yeah, y'all in the chat, y'all know what this is. Like this is what I was talking about by stuff not being real no more. You know what I'm saying? When I was talking earlier about how just people online are not real. He literally took a Pac AI and and had a conversation with them. At least when Kendrick did it, but he did it like he got permission and it was real audio. It wasn't like he altered the audio to make it seem like they were having a conversation. It was clever, but it wasn't corny like this. To me, this is corny, Snoop. Like, and I got love for dog, but dude, this is corny. I can't. I'm cool on this. Like, this is corny. And then for you to try to flip it on, well, yeah, you said you won with the Democrat Party or the Republican Party. You was with the gangster party. So this was to just, the opener for Two America's Most Wanted. But bro, Snoop, quit being like Jay Z. Quit contradicting yourself. You literally, you literally performed for Trump.
My dear, Snoop don't give no damn about Pac or Pac's legacy or anything but money.
Uh
He
huh.
did this to try to separate himself and separate people from the memory that he performed at the crypto ball so that he can come back over and promote Democrat with his friend Jay Z.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that was.
So they about to go old. They well again, people. This is what I was saying too. We're at that time of the year where you're going to start to see the politics with these entertainers. They had the politics. Well, this game just ended and the Knicks won by 1 point. So okay, go Knicks, right? Uh, but Trump, they said he wasn't allowed to come to Game 4 because of Game 3 they booed him. And guess who else was there? Cardi B was performing at
I
Game
know.
Three,
I know.
and then Trump just did a true social. He just did a post on Truth Social basically bombing on the Democrats and all those entertainers because Trump knows what's going to happen. These all these entertainers is going to get on the whole Democratic. They about to get on this whole little push. They about to get on the Democratic push. So you're going to see a lot of entertainers, celebrities getting on that, and then you're going to see a lot of influencers and people of that ilk on the Republican side because I think when you got new media versus traditional media, the new media is able to penetrate more. So a lot of these new media people watch. You're gonna see them like it's gonna be like pick a side. You got to be blood or crip, Republican or Democrat, right? And I think that's what you're gonna start seeing that. Y'all trust me. Mark my words. You're gonna start seeing that.
New media
Yeah,
gets to lie. New media gets to push false narratives without being questioned.
yeah, 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 y'all. They can get on and just spew whatever, and a lot of it goes unchecked. I'm sorry. Even though I'm independent, I'm still gonna have some type of integrity with whatever it is that I do. So yeah, not gonna be on here lying, not gonna be on here capping, not gonna be getting paid, and
Understand
I'll
this.
let you know.
Trad media, if they say something wrong, for the most part, they have to correct it and they have to do retractions. New media doesn't. They get to just keep posting and move on, posting and move on.
Yep,
The only
yep.
time, the only time media gets to just lie without being sanctioned is when it's typically a government agenda. Like, let's just be clear. All of the people that reported all of those false things about Michael Jackson, especially during that trial, they never had to come out and do retractions.
No.
Never. It's crazy.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get progressively worse because one little lie, and this is why I put. Let's get back to this Rick Ross situation. This is why I put in question mark because, like you say, they can easily run with the story. Oh, that's his body double. Or that was that was somebody. That wasn't him. You know. Um, so that's why I put it in question mark. You know what I mean?
Don't
But
forget just recently that picture of that guy who looked like R. Kelly at the barbershop.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah. They were. See, th- they were trying to make that a thing, obviously, and that's part of the reason why brought it to your attention, and we just did. I didn't even make it a short or nothing like that. I just wanted to just kind of put that out there, and this is how media is working now. You know that I think it went viral. Did it go viral on TikTok? I forget, but it ended up on Instagram. But that's the thing. All these different platforms too. I was telling everybody. I was like, X, Twitter, number one, Elon Musk. He's a piece of shit. Don't get it twisted. He runs that. He owns that. So don't you believe it? Remember that? Um, and
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
just saw something. I just saw something. Speaking of Oskino, I sent you something. Oskino. Uh, I wasn't too excited about his delivery, his rap shit, but he went in on Jay Z. He went in on Jay Z, and I had to give it to him. And he talked about Memphis Bleak. That shit was funny. He took a line from what well, shout out to Jail Felony because Jail Felony got at the whole rock. No, hold on before I even get started. I think Jail Felony, man, you had one of the coldest discs for Jay Z that never came out. But I was there. He was at my folks G studio, recorded it, and this was back in '02. Bro, he flamed the whole rock. He was like, He got Memphis Bleak. He got all of them, but it never came out. But it's politics. I know that. I know what was up. Oskino just dropped something, said some of the same lines, or some of the same lines what he said about Memphis Bleak, because he was just like, how you Memphis Bleak, you from New York, you never been down south. Uh, JL Felony kind of said something similar. Just I find that hilarious. But peep game. Oskino Oskino went in, and I saw it on Twitter first. And when I saw it on Twitter, I'm like, what's going on? I saw the diss record. So if y'all don't know, Oskino diss Jay Z is pretty dope. And he had uh, Desiree Perez in it, but the faces were blocked out. He blotted out the faces of Jay Z. He blotted out the faces of Desiree Perez. He blotted out the faces of everybody he dissed in the song. But so I guess on Twitter, I guess Rock Nation is really going in on people if you got something negative to say about Jay Z on Twitter. They're taking whole channels, or they're taking whole accounts.
They doing what they doing.
Myrna said he talks so fast. Yeah. Um, oh, Myrna, thank you for being a member. I see you are a member. Yeah, that's what's up. Um, yeah, he meaning Oskino went in, and yeah, I appreciate him for doing it. And at the end, he gave Rymir a shout out, and he mentioned the other daughter that
Because
the what?
those are the children he's been talking.
Okay, yeah, you cut out. I don't know if you. Anyway, he said those are the kids that he's
You
been
couldn't hear
talking.
me?
I think you cut out like halfway or something. But no, it's all good. I hear you now. I thought maybe it was my mic or something. Um, yeah. He's been. I guess he's been. Yeah, I guess he's been champion or saying some stuff uh about that for a minute now. So and that's good. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, but yeah, certain platforms, y'all, you'll get hella police. I think Twitter, Twitter, like Twitter back day when I first was on it. Oh man, like real community over there, real people over there. Now, bunch of weirdos, a bunch of racists, a bunch of goipers, a bunch of it's yeah, it's all bad on Twitter, and then of course Instagram.
It's exactly what they want it to be.
Well,
It's
Twitter
exactly what they want it to be.
initially. Twitter was initially like one of those platforms where I think was it that Egyptian revolution? It was one of them revolutions they had in the Middle East, and it helped a lot of people pass information on because I think I remember when Twitter first, they were like, oh, this guy, he got arrested. He tweeted, he's getting arrested or whatever, and they went and got him or whatever, got him out of jail, yada yada. And it was a real time. It was like real time. You're on Twitter. If there was an event going on, let's just say, a TV show. That was an event. People were watching like finales and live tweeting and doing all that or whatever. And breaking news, stuff happened, like you get the real right then and there from the people because people have phones, taking pictures, whoop. So Twitter, I think it outlived its usefulness because now they can put, just like how you said, the net over the city, they can put the net over the platform so that certain stuff don't get out.
Let's be real. They're pretty much doing that with all of social media everywhere.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, just once upon a time, Twitter used to be like the Wild West. It really was a bastion of like if you really wanted to get real information, you would go over there. Now it's
Once
fake,
upon a
it's
time, it used to
watered
be that way with
down.
Facebook too. Once upon a
Yeah,
time, it used to
yeah,
be that like whatever TikTok was, it's embarrassing.
yeah.
They've set it all up.
Well, someone Reaper just
They
said
rigged the whole thing.
TikTok is a little better, and I can see why you're saying it's better because it really isn't as confined, or it isn't like people can kind of get on there and just get and the algorithm, the way you search stuff is, it's a little bit easier. Like if you search something on Twitter right now or
But
X, and you know,
TikTok, people are trying to share information and they're literally getting censored during their
hmm
streams.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah, they're that's the problem. They will put out technology, they will put out certain apps, and they will test because they're sitting there and seeing how effective, how fast information can move. Like I remember, I could remember when, at least for me, when things changed. This was '99, and I went to a battle. It was, I know, Pharaoh Monch just performed, and it was Juice from Chicago and Supernat. I think Supernat was from New York, and I saw that battle, and I probably didn't live too far from that battle, and I went home immediately after the battle and was like, "Yeah, guess who won?" And it was already out there, like, "Oh yeah, 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 Supernat kicked his ass." Woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, "How did y'all know?" But like the way information was moving, I'm dating myself. This was, like I said, 99, 98, 99. Information wasn't moving as fast, but as it started moving faster. I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like, everybody knew this, right? So, but that was the beginning of like the way the internet kind of moved and did what it did. Of course, everyone had AOL, everyone had Messenger, and just passing information on. That's one thing. But what really takes off or what really goes viral, that's a totally different conversation because it takes a lot more the information is one thing, but for it to really catch, for people to, like you can stop something. You can stop something from getting past a certain region if you are managing these platforms. You get what I'm saying? MySpace,
Yeah.
yeah, that was, yep. MySpace. I said MySpace. I'm my Before MySpace, it was AOL. Like everybody was on
Yeah.
AOL. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember
What
AOL.
really messed me up when the AOL Messenger was like a text message. I didn't like I was always doing stuff within AOL, and then one day it was like, oh, it's like a text message. Someone texted me what they would put on a message. I was blown away. But yeah, the way information gets out there now, they've studied on how to stop certain stuff from getting out. And you got to understand, it's a global network. It's not just United States. You know, just I don't know if they're gonna fake this alien invasion. Speaking of, there's this movie coming out, Spielberg. Somebody was just going in on Spielberg
It won't be
in the
hard to
chat.
do. It will not be
Well,
hard to do.
it'll be easy to spread the fake invasion, right?
Yeah. Very easy. The chaos because then everybody will be focused on proving it or disproving it. And while everybody's focused on that, God knows what else they're going to be doing in the backdrop.
Right. They did an experiment. I think they did an experiment not too long ago. They had a blimp. It looked like the Goodyear blimp was on fire and was crashing and falling down, ascending into like one of the freeways, and it looked real. And I was sitting there like that looked like the 110. That looked like it could be over there in Carson. Because if you from LA, you know the Goodyear blimp lives right there by the 91 and the 10 and 110. And it looked real. And I said, wait, what? And of course it was AI, but somebody could have passed that off like, yo, you see this? This is what, and then who would have known? Because thing is if the and if the ma- if mainstream media, it used to be where mainstream media doesn't cover it, it didn't really happen. But now it's like, well, who was really there? Was it on this Instagram page? Was it? That's how it's gonna go. It's like, who's to determine what really happened and what's really going on, and who's to verify, right?
Look at what happened with that Ashley and that fake Ashley and Joe video.
Hmm.
Imagine that with the second coming of Christ.
Hmm.
Nobody really looks up anymore anyway. All people do is look at devices. Hmm.
They're looking down. Yeah, I would suggest everyone start to fast, because I'm gonna start getting further and further away from social media. Just and I've been doing a good job because I used to have a lot more apps on my phone. I used to have a lot more. If I'm working, I'm working, right? But yeah, I'm gonna do a lot less dealing with this social media because it's crap. Oh, Bill Gates grilled over epilepsy. What did it say? Meeting him, Bill Gates said, what? Meeting him a grave error in judgment. So I guess he's is he does he do a testimony against to the did he do testimony at the in DC? Let me see.
They talking, they being real quiet about that too.
Yeah, yeah, well, they're doing all this now because everybody's talking about Carmelo Anthony, everybody's talking about all this other stuff, but they're not focused too much on these weirdos who need to go visit DC and testify in front of Congress.
Yeah, Linus. Trust me, I'm sitting here looking. She's talking about that interview that we reviewed with Kubrick
Who's
and
that?
that weirdo that interviewed him about the fake moon
Who's talking about
landing.
that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who's
Alenus.
talking about that? Alina. Yeah, 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 yeah. That was good. In fact, if y'all don't know, yeah, Jag, you got the Patreon. Y'all, a lot of y'all need to really get in and tap in on that Patreon. Look, I think you got a lot of people over there. Jag, I got an idea because look, there's a lot of stuff that like what you covered today was great, and it really had me interested, and I want to watch the rest of it. In fact, I think time permit, I do want to watch the rest of that broadcast. But that's definitely interesting, and of course, your take on things is insightful. So for those who don't know, yeah, Jag has the Patreon, patreon.com/, Jaguar, right? Y'all should go and check it out. Become a member is free, but if you become paid, whatever, whichever side of the paid, it'd be greatly appreciated. I think we got to just start really turning up over there and doing a lot more. Uh, well, you already do a lot over there. Twice a week is good, to be honest, because a lot of Patreons there. Look, if you got a Patreon, and most Patreon creators, you're lucky to get content from them once a month. You know what I'm saying? Which uh, Jag has so much insight. I think that's the value. Like I think a lot of people respect that and they understand. There's value in that. But when we start going in on new information, like somebody just said about the Yvonne Ortiz, stuff like that, because y'all know we were there. We were right there when that Yvonne Ortiz thing happened, and we ain't going nowhere. It's just that you know how the media does it. The media will just quietly walk away from certain conversations. And don't get it twisted. We still will cover and do things regarding Ivana Ortiz, but the way the algorithm works, they won't push it. It's funny. You got to play politics with the algorithm with YouTube and stuff like that. But overall, y'all should definitely
People don't
just
even
tap in.
understand. If you talk about something that they don't want you to talk about, they'll penalize your channel for having an unpopular video on it that they made unpopular.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Like, ooh,
That's that. No, no, not to cut you, Jay. That's why we're careful over here. To be honest, that's why you'll see. We'll talk about certain stuff, and it's curated, but it's at least enough for everybody to understand where it is that what we're talking about, and it's our perspective, it's Jack's perspective, it's unique, it's real, it's authentic. Now, certain conversations, though, yeah, we just gonna have over there on Patreon because it's needed.
you want to know what's not authentic?
What's that?
I appreciate the mirror 53 and 35, but we need those
Oh,
likes to match the views.
oh yeah, y'all hit the like, please hit the like, y'all hit the like. Um, you say, yeah, where Cole Thomas at? That's a good question. That is a good question. I was gonna pull up to his house, but I didn't want to deal with all that.
They ain't talking
I
about
didn't want to deal with
Cole.
all that.
They ain't talking about Cole Thomas Allen. You want to know who else they ain't talking about? Tyler Robinson.
They showing the hell not. Nope, not at all.
Matter of fact, it was Cole Thomas Allen that cooled down the conversation around the bullets that didn't match
Hmm.
the pow
Hmm.
pow that Tyler Robinson allegedly used to take out Mr. Kirk. Nobody's talking about that. Oh,
Yeah, man. Yeah, don't get too distracted, y'all. Just peep the plays, peep what they're doing, but keep everything. I mean, for the most part, I know what it is. Just protect your family. You gotta make sure you feed your family, do what you gotta do, of course. But don't get too distracted from all this nonsense that's going on. I mean, me even just coming right now to clown and talk about this situation, I'm really just bringing forth to the fact that a lot of these entertainers are not getting that money like how you think they are. If Rick Ross has to take commercial flights, he can't use his private plane. That lets you know something. You know, I think California still only has like 4 weeks of reserves for the crude oil for the gas that we have or whatever, and I'm starting to see a lot more gas stations using ethanol, which could potentially mess up your damn engine. So they got to cut it. They can't give you that raw gas no more. They like we're gonna put some little ethanol in. They got some of these gas stations are using straight water. There was reports of the, I'll say allegedly, but look it up. Was it Circle K? They said they had water in their damn gas, and you put water in your tank, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You got to get a whole new engine.
Which does what? It pushes the want for an electric car,
Yeah, or you got to get one of
which
them
can
new
be
cars where they.
controlled.
Well, someone was just talking about that. Even the new cars, what they're trying to do with the cameras facing front to uh yeah, you already know what they're doing. See, this is why we do
They're
the
going to try to
Patreons because
scare
we
everybody away from any kind of car that can't be controlled by a digital system.
yeah, yeah,
They can stop Teslas. They can intercept while they're being operated by the actual operator. Any car with a self driving system can be hacked into and can be controlled
yep.
by the
That's why I
mainframe it
don't,
was attached to.
and that's why this fool caught a shark. That's crazy. Somebody caught a shark out here. But that's part of the reason why, you know,
Did you say
driving a
somebody caught a
Tesla,
shark?
a shark, a
Oh,
shark. But anyway, what I was saying about the Tesla little situation, that's part of the reason why, um, not on the phone, not doing a whole lot while driving a Tesla. These people, man. That whole thing is a narc car anyway. So you just be careful around what you do around a Tesla. You know what I mean?
you sitting there driving with your snitch.
Right. Straight up tell on you, like Cosby, like, did you go to the weed spot? No. Yeah, we were there at 8:45. We picked up 3 ounces. It was fire. It was some gas. Like Tesla, Tesla be telling the cops the type of weed it was.
Have mercy.
That would be funny.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
funny skit.
ugh, it's
Speaking
gonna
of
be
robot
important to be able to
cars,
have cars that can operate off the grid.
yeah, if you get your classic car, get it right now and just put it up. Because I'm thinking about that right now. But yeah, look, I think they've been had it for some time. The FDS for Teslas, uh, the self-driving systems, right? And Tesla just rolled out, and I talked about this on my other channel months ago, long time ago. In fact, last year I talked about it. I think yeah, about the Tesla taxi cars, the Tesla taxi. They're these gold cars. They're pretty much are going to be in competition with Waymo and Lyft and Uber. Now, Lyft and Uber is pretty much going to be a wrap for Lyft and Uber anyway, because number one, if you're a Lyft driver or Uber driver in California, you paying five, six, $7 a gallon in gas. You're not making no money, and passengers are going to be looking like, well, Lyft and Uber look crazy right now. I will hop in a Waymo or I'll hop in a Tesla for way less. And these Waymos and Teslas don't have drivers, so they ain't got to pay nobody. That's why I said Tesla has this FDS uh, self-driving, you know, and they have these these Tesla robots or Tesla taxis. They're gold, but they also have a system where, let's just say, if you have a Tesla and you go to work, and instead of your car parked all day, you can send your car out to go make you some extra money. Did you know that? So it will be a Tesla, Uber, Lyft, or whatever service. And people that have regular cars, people have regular Teslas, as long as you got the FDS software on there, you can program it. You can be like, all right, well, I'm about to go to sleep. You can go out for 8 hours and go make some money, and your Tesla will be out there making money like the good hoe it is, and it'll come back
Pimping,
when it's time for you to go to work.
pimping.
Exactly, digital pimping. It's about digital pimps, right?
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
And
My lord.
this will disrupt, because look, I've been new it. I think I figured it out in like 2023, 24. I said the Lyft and Uber drivers, they got maybe 2 more years. And this was the perfect storm. The high gas prices. Tesla just rolled out with their Tesla taxi, and we've been seeing Waymos for a minute. Waymos with no car. Like when I saw a Waymo with nobody in it, I was like, wow, that tripped me out. But now it's just a thing.
When I saw
And
Waymos with children in them,
oh yeah, that was funny. You flipped out. I remember that. Them kids
I
were
couldn't
sitting there
believe.
listening to some. What are they listening to? The Future? They're listening to Drake. They're listening to something.
I'm sitting there like I can't believe people actually put their children in these things.
They send you straight to the epicenter house.
Yeah, I mean this world, people talking about that. Wait till they start making tractor trailer drivers obsolete, because that's going to be next.
Yeah,
Self-driving tractor
yeah.
trailer trucks, that's going to be next.
Yep, the writing's on the wall for that. It may take a little bit of time because the way states got it regulated, it's not going to be as easy. But yeah, they're going to definitely do that.
Oh no, I disagree. I think it's going to be happening very soon. I think once they're able to make sure that society is completely comfortable with self-driving taxis, they're going to jump right on it. And you want to know what? It's going to be easy because there are so many truck drivers out here that are on pharmaceuticals, that have had accidents, like that weirdo here on YouTube that took that person's life, happens to be a content creator, sitting there filming while they're driving and stuff like that. A person like that is going to make it make sense. All they got to do is make the insurance for the drivers extremely high, and then have companies choose, because fuel is going to be very high.
Hmm.
You can't have very high fuel and very high insurance on drivers, because they'll be calculating everything for human error.
Yeah.
Man, hmm. Oof. Yeah, it's about to get.
Yeah. 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 It is. It is. But yeah, y'all. On that note, I want to keep y'all up too late. I got to handle some business in the future anyway. So, but no, thank y'all for coming up. I know, I appreciate the love. I think Archangel Michael came through. Shout out to you. You donated. Appreciate you. And yeah, everybody else who's in there, all the members. Now I appreciate y'all. Let me shout y'all out.
Indeed.
The top fans. Archangel's number one. Elena's is two, and then Quincy Hargrove, appreciate you, bro. Makia, how you doing, Makia? Reaper. I'm sorry, Ray April. I'll keep saying Reaper. Ray April Greer. Okay. Mayat, ML888M, Teresa Singh, Myrna Sanchez, Maria A, Brandy Thomas, Britt A. Reed, Joy to the World, Joyful and Favored. That's what's up. Uh, Rachel Regina Ward, Lou Nose and Quincy Brown. All right, that's what's up. That's all the people that's here. I appreciate y'all. Y'all could be listening to anyone else, but no, I do appreciate y'all for listening to us. We just, just got good intentions for y'all. Not trying to sell you nothing. I ain't no preacher. I ain't trying to, have you come to the congregation and none of that. But definitely,
And don't mess
keep
around and
promoting.
be ignorant. Don't be
Ignorant.
ignorant like Stephen A. Smith.
Oh man, yeah, he's a clown for that. That dude, he didn't graduate high school. He couldn't have graduated high school. Ignorant. He didn't know how to spell it. Ignorant. He said
Should
ignorant.
I should 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 I explain?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, guys. So this is just one for the petty books. This is me being petty. Because y'all know how I feel about Ticket TV. And y'all know I really I appreciate him trying to read. I appreciate him trying to seem like he's gotten better. But let's just be clear. He did a post today talking about Stephen A. Smith getting dissed by Donald J. Trump. And so apparently, Donald J. Trump, this was his post, he posted and he had some choice words to say about Stephen A. Smith. Well, Ticket TV, he was so hot to tell this story that he said that Trump was so dumb that he didn't even know how to spell ignorant right. And he said Stephen A. Smith is so ignorant. He said, see, he didn't even spell ignorant right. That's how dumb Trump is. And he's sitting there and he dissing Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith deserved what he got. And I'm sitting there just looking. That says arrogant. I left a comment and I had to let him know that arrogant is actually a word. But I'm just trying to figure out how in God's name he got ignorant. Those are R's. Those aren't G's. And then I started thinking to myself, could he be dyslexic like me? No, he was really, really, really committed to saying ignorant. And God bless his soul. God bless his soul from whatever that, like they said, he wasn't much of a basketball player and he can't much read either. God bless him.
He's
God
not
bless
much
his
of
little
a
soul.
student either. Yeah,
I'm just trying to
that
figure out how many times, listen to him and Tisa, the both of them, can neither one of them barely read. It trips me out. It trips me out. Mm-mm. God bless them. God bless them all. And don't be ignorant.
nah. All right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think I want to watch the rest of that interview. And we'll be getting with y'all soon. We got some stuff coming, so yeah. Oh, this is my people from Compton. They're talking about something with this what's going on with the historical society. Okay. I gotta check in with Reverend Brown and the Compton Historical Society. Shout out to them. All right, y'all. All
Absolutely.
right, y'all. And
99.
yeah, we'll see ya. Peace.